Yo, it's your boy WesTheTech here to bring you another one of my personal favorite tech tips to help you as an artist grow in your craft. Now, today we're going to go over 5 tips to marketing music on social media, all right? So if you're a recording artist who's looking into finding tips in regards to actually marketing your music on social media, then this is the perfect video for you, because in this video, I'm going to go over 5 amazing tips that I use every day when it comes to actually marketing my music on social media, all right? Now, before I continue, I definitely want to let you guys know about my free music business checklist tool that's available on my website right now for free download, all right? This tool is for any one of you guys who's looking into starting your own music business but don't quite know where to start, right? All right, so with this tool, you'll actually be able to identify 3 things that you could do right away to start your own music business today. So if you want more information on that, or if you want to grab that free tool, definitely click on the link above. I'll also leave a link to that ebook in the descriptions below, all right? Now, when it comes to actually marketing your music on social media, it is so important to do, all right? So first and foremost, if you're an artist who isn't marketing your music on social media, I strongly recommend that you do, because there's no faster way, currently speaking, to grow your audience than social media this day and age, all right? It's almost vital to actually deal with social media as an independent artist if you actually intend to grow a fan base, all right? It's no different than if you were in the 90s or 80s. You know, it was highly crucial for you to actually have your music on the radio to actually gain a fan base, all right? This day and age radio is social media, because that's the best place to actually market yourself as an independent artist, all right? Now, with that being said, there are some tips that I actually want to present you guys with today, and these 5 tips are the top tips that I feel like every independent artist should always do when they're marketing their music, all right? These tips are tips that I have found major success with when it comes to marketing my own music, and I feel like they're great tips to have, especially if you don't know exactly which way to go when it comes to marketing your music, all right? So to go over these steps, I'm going to start with the first tip, all right? The first tip to marketing your music on social media is to post everywhere, all right? And what I mean by that is that if you're an artist who's just relying on Instagram for you to build your fan base, then you are absolutely cutting yourself short, all right? You should be actually posting on multiple different social media platforms, because you could gain a fan base in every single one of those platforms instead of relying on one platform, all right? So me, myself, for an example, all right, I actually like to post all of my music content on my Instagram page, on my TikTok page, on my Facebook page, as far as Facebook Reels, and on YouTube Reels, all right? So I actually have the same post that I post on 4 different social media platforms. The reason for this is because you never know which social media platform is going to catch fire on. And like I said before, you'll be able to build a fan base on all 4 of those platforms and introduce your music to different people according to those platforms, because not everybody uses Instagram, or not everybody uses TikTok, and some people are just on Facebook and this, that, and the third. With you being able to actually post on all of those different social media platforms, you increase your chances to increase your fan base, all right? Now, I do want to share a quick story with you guys when it comes to a particular video or a particular promotional video that I did. It was a reel. It was a 20-second reel that I did, all right? And I posted that reel on IG, all right? I posted that reel on IG, and then it ended up having maybe 2,000 or 3,000 views, all right? I posted that same reel on TikTok, and it literally only had like 200 views. But then I also posted that same video on YouTube Reels, and it ended up having 15,000 views for the same exact video. And I also posted it on Facebook like I do with all of my posts. And that same post that I posted everywhere else actually ended up going viral, all right? Currently speaking, it's almost at 2 million views on Facebook. And that's just the power of just actually posting your content on all the different platforms. Suppose I was just like, I'm just gonna do Instagram and TikTok. Then the total amount of views I would have had would have been less than 3,000. But because I took the ideal of actually posting it everywhere, now that particular post or that particular reel has over 2 million views across all the different platforms I had. And that is the power of actually posting on multiple different platforms, because you don't know where it's gonna blow. You don't know where which platform's the algorithm's gonna catch it with, and you don't know where it's actually going to grow your fan base the most. So my advice is to use them all right? Now, if you ask me what are my top recommended ones, it'll be those same 4 ones that I just mentioned. So it'll be Instagram, it'll be TikTok, it'll be Facebook Reels, and it'll be YouTube Reels, all right? Those are the primary places that I believe you should be posting your content when it comes to music marketing, because those are quick places to actually watch them. All right, you can keep them under a minute long, and tons of people love those short form content in that format. The long video content, all right, or content, those are the most viewed pieces of content on all social media right now, all right? So that would be my first tip that I'll definitely give you guys. Make sure that you're posting your content everywhere, all right? Now, the second tip that I definitely want to leave you guys with today is use your face, all right? There's a lot of times that I see artists post things on social media, like they post the cover art to a particular song that's coming up, right? Or they post a music note with the song playing in the background, all right? In my opinion, I have found that those type of posts aren't as effective than if you actually posted something that actually had your face on it, whether it's a picture or a video, more so videos than pictures. So you always want to put yourself in a position to be putting out videos that is actually showing yourself, all right? Now, the highest viewed videos that you can get as an artist is if you're actually performing a particular song, all right? Whether you're actually performing your own song, all right, or you're doing a cover for another song, but either way, people can actually see you actually performing it. So essentially, it's like a mini performance for them on your social media platform, all right? And they're super, super easy to do, because obviously you don't need a stage for it. You don't need a sound team for it. There's all of these things you don't need for it. You can literally do it from the comfort of your own home and just perform yourself actually doing your music. But either way, you want people to be able to see your face, because 9 out of 10 times, if you're trying to grow a fan base as an artist, it can be very difficult to do so if people don't know what you look like, all right? People don't fall in love with artists' music. They fall in love with the artist's appearance with the music, all right? Now, if you're good looking or great or very attractive, that's even better. That's even more helpful for you, because when people look at you, they may just like how you look to begin with, and then they may stay and watch your content just because of how you look, all right? Now, if they realize that your music is also good besides your looks, then you may have that fan for life, right? So showing your face is just as important as posting everywhere. And that is the second tip that I'm going to leave with you guys today, all right? Now, the third tip that I'm going to leave with you guys today is to use hashtags, all right? This is a major deal. This is a real deal. This is something that every independent artist should be doing when it comes to marketing their music on social media. Why? Because hashtags lead people to actually be able to find your content, especially those people out there who are searching for those hashtags specifically, all right? Now, to give you an example, me, myself, I do Christian hip hop music. So every time that I post any piece of my content, one of the hashtags that I always use is Christian hip hop music. Why? Because people who are looking for Christian hip hop music will actually be able to find my content much easier than anybody else, right? That's why hashtags are important. And I will strongly advise and recommend that the hashtags that you use them across all of those social media platforms as well, all right? I can't tell you how many times that I've seen an artist go on IG, they post a really dope video of them performing a song, have the hashtags on there, but then when they go post it on TikTok, they don't have the hashtag. You transfer those same hashtags, use those same hashtags, all right? When you're posting on Facebook, use those hashtags as well. Put it right in the description. For YouTube, all right, you could put a couple of hashtags in the title, but where you really want to put it in, you want to put it in the tags section of YouTube. So YouTube is the only one out of those four that don't actually has the hashtag thing. All right, you could do it in the title, but outside of the title, where you really want to do it is in the tags, and you want to add those tags onto that video because that makes it easier to find. Essentially, how those tags work is if somebody were to search that keyword and use that keyword as a tag, your video has a higher chance to show up than any other video. So if you put, let's say, Christian hip hop for 2024, and somebody actually types that in their TikTok or types that in their Instagram, your video would literally show up, all right? And this is how people actually discover new artists. This is how people who are looking for new people to listen to find it. So hashtags are so vital, all right? Now, if you may not know what hashtags to use for you specifically, there are a lot of different websites out there that can help you really pinpoint the type of hashtags that will work best for you, all right? I will let you guys know, don't use generic hashtags, all right? And what I mean by that is I see a lot of people tend to use hashtags that everybody is using. For instance, new music. That is a very generic hashtag. Or let's say that you put freestyle, hashtag freestyle. That is very generic. You want to get as specific as possible because when you use hashtags like that, there's millions of other people who are using those same hashtags, and your content will get lost in that. You want to get very specific, all right? So to give you some more examples of what I use being a Christian hip hop artist, my hashtags are literally Christian hip hop music, new Christian hip hop music, Christian hip hop music for 2024, all right? Christian hip hop freestyles, all right? I use those specific hashtags because those are more direct. It's more fine-tuned to exactly the piece of content that I have, all right? If you do lo-fi R&B music, use lo-fi R&B music instead of R&B music, or soulful R&B music, if that is a great description of the type of music that you want, that you make, right? Get as specific as possible with the hashtags because the more specific means the more accurate it'll be when people are searching those things, all right? So that's the third tip that I want to leave you guys with today. Use hashtags, all right? Now, the fourth tip that I want to leave with you guys today is to actually post in the morning, all right? Make sure you guys are always posting in the morning. The morning is when people check their social medias the most. Most people like to look at their social media as soon as they wake up, as they're getting ready for work, as they're driving to work, even though we shouldn't be on our phones when we're driving, but people are doing it anyway. Whichever the case, in the morning is when the highest traffic is happening across all social media platforms. Whether it's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook, the most traction happens in the morning. So you want to post in the morning. There are times that I would oversleep or whatever the case may be, and I miss that morning window. So I just wait until the next day rather than posting it at a time that I know people aren't going to be looking at it. I mean, if you post something at 1 p.m., most people are typically in the middle of their work schedule at 1 p.m. Right? So obviously there's not going to be as much people available to see your new piece of content than if you were to post it at 8 o'clock in the morning when like everybody's getting up to get ready for work. You get what I'm saying? So always post in the morning. As far as what time, it varies based off of what obviously area code you're in or what time zone you're in is the word I was looking for. All right. But this is something you could Google. All right. For me, I'm in the East Coast. All right. So the best time to typically post is anywhere between 7 a.m. to noon. All right. Anywhere in between that time is good. But the closer you get to noon, the less likely people will see it because, again, people are coming into work by 9 o'clock. A lot of people have already started their day job. All right. So you want to post earlier than that so that people could see it. All right. But like I said, for different regions, it's very different. All right. Obviously, being that I'm in Eastern time zone at 10 o'clock Eastern, people in the Pacific is 7 a.m. for them. So 10 o'clock is still good because of them on Pacific time, right? That's why the window is really 7 to 12, because it may be 12 Eastern for me, but 12 Eastern for me is 8 p.m. for, oh, let me see, 9 p.m. I'm sorry, it's 9 p.m. for the Pacific time zone. So that's why the window is 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. because you're covering the morning window for the Eastern all the way to the Pacific, which is the California time zone. You get what I'm saying? That's for America. If you're in another country, figure out your time zone and figure out how it's going to work for the people that you want to be your target audience. Who is listening to your music the most? For me, the people who are listening to my music the most is people in the U.S., all right? So I cater the time that I actually market my music to the people in the U.S. If you're in another country, you have to cater it to the time zone of that, all right? If you want to market your music to the U.S., and you're like way in England and stuff, you have to factor in those time zone differences and things like that, all right? But that's definitely the fourth thing. Make sure that you are posting your posts in the morning, all right? And the final tip that I have for you guys, this tip is, in my opinion, like one of those that a lot of people forget to do, but it's something that you definitely want to do. Always add captions to your music marketing posts, all right? When you're doing that performance song on there, or you're performing one of your songs in a video and you post that, make sure you put the captions, all right? Because psychologically, what happens when people are watching your content, they're more likely to watch the whole piece of content if they're actually able to read along to it, all right? It almost turns into a sing-along in a sense, because they're hearing what you're saying and seeing it in word form at the same time, all right? This has, even for me, at one point, I was kind of against doing captions because I felt like the words kind of take away from looking at the person because you're looking at the words. But I assure you, once I started adding captions, I started noticing that people were watching the entire length of my videos because they were reading along as the video was going on. So adding captions is very, 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 very important, all right? And I'm sure you, as an artist, you've probably seen a piece of content that looks exactly like what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've seen another artist perform a track, they're maybe in their house or outside or something, and they're, like, let's say rapping to one of their songs, and you literally see the captions on the bottom, right? That is the perfect type of content for you to be released as an independent artist. It's quick, people can see it, especially if you got a good location, if you're in a nice background, a nice area that looks nice and interesting in the background while you're performing your song. All that is even better. It doesn't change the fact that you can still do it in your house. You can still do it in places like that as well. But presentation does matter to a degree. So always matter to a degree. So always keep that in mind as well. All right. But ultimately speaking, those are the 5 different things that you always want to remember. And these tips you always want to take on when you're actually marketing your music on social media. Now, to go over those 5 things again, the first one is to post everywhere on those 4 platforms that I mentioned earlier. Is to show your face always. All right. It's to use hashtags. Okay. It's to post in the mornings. And finally, is to use captions. All right. Use captions. Make sure those captions are on there. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's really what I wanted to discuss today. Now, of course, if you're an independent artist who's looking into leaving your 9-to-5 job and you want to put yourself in a position to actually do music full-time like myself, since I've been doing music for full-time for a long time now, grab my ebook here, the 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business, because with this ebook, it shows you all the steps that I took to put myself in a position to leave my 9-to-5 job, and it'll do the same exact thing for you, all right? Following this tip is these steps is the perfect guideline to getting you to a place that you can do music full time. It's what I want for every single independent artist that subscribes to my channel, that watches my channel, and sees all my pieces of content, all right? So make sure you grab that. And of course, please subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions or concerns in regards to this video, or if there's something you want to add, or if you have any questions about anything else in regards to music industry, music distribution, whatever the case may be, please feel free to actually leave comments in the comment section below, because I'm here to help you guys out as an independent artist, all right? But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope these tips will help you guys when it comes to marketing in the future, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
I feel like Moses, big Moses. Yeah. Can nobody hold me? Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling like Daniel, big daddy. Yeah. Can nobody face me? Yeah. I feel like Joseph, big Joseph. Yeah. Can nobody break